Hello again, everyone, and welcome to A Shortstop with a Shortstop. A lot of Major League Baseball players are married while they're playing their profession, playing the games that they play, and wives are very, very important, especially when they have kids and are raising children. They help take care of the kids while you're gone on road trips, and they're helping get them to school and make sure that they're getting educated and changing diapers and fixing bottles and doing all the things that need to be done while you're gone. But do you remember when you were dating and you really romanced your wife before you married her? You took her to movies, you took her out to eat, you held her hand, you walked with her, you talked with her, you were probably on the phone 5 or 6 hours a day with your wife. In Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 25, it says, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for it." That's how we as husbands are supposed to love our wives as Christ loved the church. And he literally gave his life for the church. And we should be able to give our lives for our wives. In romancing our wives, what are some of the ways that we can do that? We can hold her, we can surprise her, we can compliment her, we can smile at her, we can laugh with her, we can romance her, we can believe in her, we can cuddle with her, we can shop with her, we can give her surprises, we can give her flowers, we can hold her hand, we can write love letters, we can go to the end of the earth and back for her. But one of the most important things that she wants is a leader. The number one thing is they want security. They want a husband that is selfless and sacrificial, that he will put his family first, that he will die for them, that he will do whatever they need. Number two, they want non-sexual affection. What I mean by this is they need to be hugged. They need to be held. They need to be kissed. And they need to be told that you love them. Number three, they need to have open and honest communication. That means when they talk to you, you talk back to them. That don't mean you just sit there and grunt, as I have done before. And we need to talk to them. We need to let them know our most inner thoughts, our most special thoughts. But they also, number four, and I think this is the biggest one, they need leadership. They need leadership in romance. They need leadership in finances. They need leadership in making a date with them. But the most important one of all the leadership things is they want a spiritual leader. You need to make sure that you're trying to get them to heaven, that you pray with them, that you read the Bible with them, that you make sure that they're at church and are there on time. And if we are being the spiritual leader that we're supposed to be, that's not only going to please them, but most of all, it's going to please God. We need to get out of our comfort zones. We need to speak. We need to talk. We need to be a leader. We need to be selfless, and we need to be sacrificial. We need to be open and honest with our wives at all times. They need protection. We need to tell them how much we love them. We need to always tell them how beautiful they are. That's one of the things that our wives need also. And if I could read Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 through 31, and this is talking about a good wife. An excellent wife who can find? For her worth is far above jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She looks for wool and flax and works with it with her hands in delight. She is like a merchant ship. She brings her food from afar. She rises also while it is still night, and gives food to her household, and portions to her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. From her earnings she plants a vineyard. She guides herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She senses that her gain is good. Her lamp does not go out at night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff, and her hands grasp the spindle. She extends her hand to the poor, and she stretches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid to show for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She makes coverings for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, while he is sitting among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies belts to the tradesmen. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and bless her, her husband also, and praises her, saying, Many daughters have done nobly, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord shall be praised. Give her the product of her hands, and let her work with her praise at the gates. Wow, that says a lot about a good wife. But the biggest thing that I want us to understand here today is a husband can be a leader in the home the way that God wants him to be, and help his family get to heaven. And that's the bottom line when it comes to everything. Tell your wife how beautiful she is. Talk to her. Hug her. Kiss her. Cuddle with her. Take her out on a date. And she will be pleased, and she'll be the wife that you want her to be. But most importantly, you'll be the husband you need to be. Thank you again for being with a Shortstop with a Shortstop.